Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel once again. I know it's been quite a long time, frankly. It's been a very long time since I've done a video essay, but I figured now is as good a time as ever. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for a chance to find a new game that I could do a legitimate video essay on. I really wanted to find something that released in 2019 or 2020 that would be really worth writing something about, worth covering over, and worth sort of explaining my thoughts on a certain aspect of a game that I really enjoyed. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because of the virus. So, we are going to go into the past, and we are going to look into 2017, when we weren't all just stuck in our houses just waiting for something to happen. And we are going to arrive at this moment at Super Mario Odyssey. To say that Nintendo had a good year in 2017 is pretty much an understatement at the highest level possible. Some even said in 2017 it was kind of this return to the golden era of Nintendo, with games like Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild and, yes, the subject of our game, Super Mario Odyssey. To me, it doesn't really seem like Nintendo's ever not had a golden era when they release a new console, except for the Wii U. But we don't talk about that. When the Nintendo Switch launched in 2017, it's quite the understatement to say that Nintendo may have released the craziest 1-2 punch since the NES and the original Super Mario Bros. First, it was Breath of the Wild. I'll fully admit that while I didn't play the game myself, I watched a full playthrough on YouTube and it ended up being my top 10 of 2017 regardless. I'm actually doing a full playthrough myself right now, and that is kind of my first playthrough. It's technically my second run through, but that's beside the point. We're not here to talk about Breath of the Wild. I think, in all honesty, I cannot give enough praise to the game that, in my opinion, perfected open world design in pretty much every way, shape, and form. In terms of structure, Super Mario Odyssey follows almost identically to one of the pioneers of open world games, Super Mario 64. You're dropped in a random world out of nowhere and given a mechanic that you're not quite familiar with, and given the freedom to run, jump, and roll around in whatever way you want at the start. The only real difference between the two games is that in Mario 64, the mechanic was three-dimensional space, and in Mario Odyssey, it's this weird character called Cappy that I'll talk about later. And a second difference that really kind of differentiates the two, I guess. Can't think of a better word for difference, but the difference between these two games, between Mario Odyssey and 64, is that Mario Odyssey follows a specific order to a certain extent. But that order is honestly irrelevant to the point I'm trying to make, so I just wanted to put that in there as a sort of gesture of what these games are trying to accomplish. Mario Odyssey is at its core all about freedom. Mario Odyssey is probably one of the most freeing open worlds of the 2010s. And much like Breath of the Wild, it pretty much allows the player to run wild with their imagination. Just about anything you want to do, you can probably do to a certain degree of success, depending on your, shall we say, skill level. Ironically enough, when I did my full playthrough of the game, which is all the footage that you're seeing on screen, I played it pretty casually. When you do go on YouTube, however, you will see quickly that Mario Odyssey's mechanics are not just a gimmick. When the original Mario Odyssey trailer launched, people mainly critiqued the game because Mario's traditional M-lace cap was replaced with a strange red cap with eyes, called Cappy. I was on the fence about Odyssey when this trailer was shown. My main issue was, would this Cappy character just be a stupid, tacked-on addition? The answer is a resounding no. Of course, as someone who supports Nintendo fervently, I gave the game a chance, and boy, am I glad I did. Mario Odyssey is honestly one of the very few Mario games that has actually stuck with me because of the weird, unique things that it did. The game starts off with an absolute bang. In the first full level of the game, you're given so much creativity to work with. Cappy's creative mechanic is immediately introduced to you, but you never really know at first just how much Cappy can pull off. In the first level, there's a T-Rex, a Chain Chomp, a Golden Chain Chomp that you can possess with Cappy. And the golden chain chomp, by the way, is tied up to this weird boss that you then have to possess the golden chain chomp and pull back the golden chain chomp and hit the boss with said chain chomp to damage her. So in the first level, you can see that there is already just so much creativity with the Cappy mechanic. And you'd think the game caps off there, no pun intended. In fact, I dare say that the first level is quite restrictive compared to the levels that come after. The Sand Kingdom is pretty good. The thing about the Sand Kingdom that's so great is that it has a ton of exploration and creative locations to find the moons, which are this game's version of stars from previous Mario games. This freedom of exploration and the creativity of the Sand Kingdom, especially where the moons are placed, there's just so much to really think about. And considering the Sand Kingdom is just about the second level you go to, the Sand Kingdom is really where Mario Odyssey starts being like, okay, I'm taking you off the training wheels. This is where you have to start learning a little bit more about the mechanics and how they interact with each other. But that's not even the end of it. Where Mario Odyssey's creativity and freedom shines the most is in New Donk City, the hilariously named metropolis inspired by, of course, New York City. New Donk City starts off with no holds barred, as a giant centipede-like creature is encountered in the first 15 minutes of arriving. But once you free New Donk of its Bowser problem, as the centipede is, of course, a Bowser thing, as everything in Mario mostly is, the city opens up and there's a pretty much limitless amount of exploration. New Donk is unquestionably one of my favorite levels of all time in open world video games. There's just this genuine fun of being in the city. There's just upbeat music, a gorgeous cityscape, and there's just countless moon potential. Again, just the exploration and the creativity of where the moons are placed all make New Donk just the best open world place in this game. And it also makes New Donk the clear capital city of Mario Odyssey. The game eventually takes a slight dip into weirdness, but that weirdness is for the most part actually really great. There's a Snow Kingdom which has a hilarious bouncing ball race with these polar bear teddy bear creatures called the Shivarians. And then there's the Luncheon Kingdom, the Lake Kingdom, the Sky Garden, the Cloud Kingdom. There's so many worlds, and they're all pretty fun. The game ends on a surprisingly amazing note, taking us to Bowser's Kingdom. Yeah, he has a kingdom. And in the very end, it takes you to the moon itself. The game goes wacky. The game, in that wackiness, in the weirdness, truly lives up to its name, taking Mario on a beautiful odyssey from a simplistic, unknowing beginning all across essentially the globe. In every level, there are countless secrets, from purple coins, which can be used to buy fun cosmetic items, to secret moons that take the utmost skill to retrieve. The game has almost 900 moons in total. My playthrough of the game clocked in about 50 hours, and I found about 550 moons. That just tells you how much content is truly in this game. And even though 50 hours may not be that long, for a Mario game, it is that long. And for a Mario game that rewards players for creativity, it's a game that's clearly designed for a younger audience. But the fact that I played it in 2017 at age 18, and I found genuine enjoyment, is a testament to the game's beautiful design. At its core, the game can be pretty much blasted through by anyone of any age, as most regular moons which are required to beat the game are very easily reachable. Mario Odyssey, however, rewards its more mature audience for exploration and for thinking outside the box. Nintendo truly thought of everything for this game. Cappy's design is just so excellent, because it's not only a character that can be latched onto by young children and will unquestionably live on in their memories, it's the intricate skill gap of Cappy that can be manipulated in so many unique ways. Again, adding to the accessibility of its open world, Mario Odyssey provides a simple experience for those who want it simple, and a truly skillful experience for those who just want that extra challenge. If you think all the open world games released in the 2010s, it's quite staggering to think of the weight that games like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild had going against them. Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption, The Witcher 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, heck, even Horizon Zero Dawn. which launched just before Breath of the Wild. Yet somehow, just at the tail end of the decade, Nintendo proved that they still have the magical touch to create pure genius in the form of video games. Sometimes, it is honestly tough to reward Nintendo for its bizarre choices, but in the case of Mario Odyssey, it is easy to see that the game was created from a love of open world games, and it truly deserves the perfect rating that I've given it since day one. I want to thank everybody for watching this video, as I wanted to provide a quick little musical on tour on. I want to. It's just such a great thing to be able to do this YouTube thing and to have people actually care about it. This is just a quick little end slate that I will put in. I just want to thank you all for the honestly incredible support on the channel recently. I wanted to make a video essay as a sort of thank you. I wanted to kind of put a little bit of extra work in to thank you all for all the insane support that you all have been giving the channel recently. We have been growing and growing, and I hope that doesn't stop, and maybe by the end of 2020 we can reach 200 subscribers or something. It just seems like with each video you all are just, I think I'm finding my flow, and I want to continue finding that flow. So just thank you all for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, please press that like button. Play Mario Odyssey. It's an incredible game. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.